Alright guys, TouchGrabber back again today. Hope you're enjoying your day so far, and today we are going to talk about the potential of the CDL bubble for 2021. This has been a topic which came out a couple of days ago. It got leaked by, well, some of the organizations, I imagine some of the Call of Duty League organizations leaked this to the Esports Observer, and they announced that it's possible that a bubble system will be implemented for 2021 in either Dallas or Las Vegas. Some of the professional players really relish this opportunity, I suppose, in terms of content, but some guys were not so convinced that a 5-month-long or a season-long bubble was really a great idea. Scump talked about that at length a couple of days ago. I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below if you guys haven't yet seen it. But yesterday, Scump clarified his opinions on the matter, why he thinks that a bubble could work to some degree, but not the season-long idea that has been initially proposed here by the CDL, supposedly. Like, if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you are new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps out the channel. Thank you for that, and let's hop into things then. So, a couple of days ago, we saw this that came out from Scump. He was talking about, bubble, what's going on here? I don't want to have to shut up shop on my house that I own here, go somewhere well, the rumor is Dallas or Las Vegas, where my girlfriend isn't, and my cats aren't, and all this kind of stuff, which is certainly very justified, right? And I imagine a lot of players are in a similar boat right now, and some of the Call of Duty League teams are also clearly not too happy about this, because, well, as Grayson says over at the Toronto Ultra, wait till you see our setup in Toronto for next season. They certainly don't want to have invested all this money in these performance facilities, and then it happens to happen that all the players having to leave and go to this central location where they can't utilize all of this money that they have invested. However, Scump goes on to clarify this, as we will look at it, talking about how the season long is not the greatest idea, but a potential month-long or 2-week-long bubble leading up to the World Championships or leading up to a mid-season playoffs could be a great shout.
Okay, thoughts on the bubble. First off, it depends on how long the bubble is. I saw some people saying, I can't believe that he doesn't want the bubble anymore. He was bitching about online all last year. Now they bring up a bubble and instantly he says no. Do you cry about everything, Seth? Shut up, dude. First of all, I have a house, a girlfriend that I live with, a dog, and 2 cats. That's a lot of responsibility. If it's for 5 months, that's overkill. If it's for 2 weeks to a month leading up to a champs or mid-season playoff, I'm completely fine with that. But I don't think that having a bubble for 5 months is the right call. I just don't. For me personally, like I said, there's a severity to other players and how much they want it. Me, I'm established here. Some players are renting apartments, some people are renting houses. I literally own a house here, and I'm not trying to just up and move for half of the year to play regular season matches. I'd rather do regular season online and then do the big ones, have a bubble for the big ones for LAN. Before champs, bubble. Before a mid-season playoff, bubble. For a whole slew of regular season matches, no bubble. I want to play the big ones on LAN. I would be completely fine playing home series online, but the big ones should be on LAN.
So I think Scump really hits the nail on the head here about some of the issues at play. A season-long bubble is probably over the top and unnecessary for a number of these players, and definitely causes a lot of issues for not only professional league teams, as we just looked at with Toronto. We also talked about the contract stuff that Toronto have their guys signed, I believe, to some sort of contract where they have to play from Toronto, which then causes issues, and things have to be sorted out and muddled around, and all this kind of stuff. And it's not great for players either. In the NBA bubble especially has been talked about that it's not great for players' mental health. However, playing on LAN is definitely the way we want to go if we can do. LAN is a significantly better environment to, well, online play, and in an ideal world we get back to live events, but I don't really think that's going to be happening next season. But hopefully we do at least get some tournaments on LAN. That's a much more competitive environment. The players are shouting at each other across the stage, all this kind of stuff, and you don't have to worry about any of the online issues and some of the cheating accusations and glitches that have come out over the last few months. It can definitely be controlled much better on a LAN environment, and I'm pretty sure that's what we all want to see. However, a season-long bubble may be, maybe overkill, as Scump says, and doing all the home series on LAN is not necessarily practical or really the direction we want to move in. So this is the question, right, about the home series. What I was saying the other day was that, look, if these teams, let's say you're a Toronto and your home series is online, and then let's say you're a team like London and your home series is in the lead up to the World Championship where they're doing a bubble and it's on LAN, I don't think that the teams and the organizations are going to be happy with with that, right? Because that's effectively giving one team an advantage over another. The fact that their squad, like their event has been on LAN, and therefore it's got more traction and, well, more hype around it and all this kind of stuff. So I think as Scump really touches on here, these home series either have to be all on LAN, which I don't imagine they will be, or they just played all online. So then Scump's proposal is that instead of, well, okay, we have all the home series and like regular season play, I suppose, played in an online environment, and then we have a mid-season playoffs and an end-of-season playoffs like the World Championships in a LAN with a bubble leading up to it. Interesting, to be honest, he would mention a mid-season playoffs, right? We haven't heard about this for a while. Yes, we used to have that in Call of Duty history. Maybe he's talking from something which has been mentioned in some of these discussions, having a mid-season playoffs as well. Not exactly sure how that would work, right? Given that, I mean, let's say there's 12 home series. I guess you play 6 home series, and then hopefully every single team has played the same number of games, and then I suppose you seed it off that, and then you do a mid-season playoffs and have some money up, and then at the end of the season you do the World Championships. That could be really cool. Like, I'd really like to see a couple of LAN events in the season, a mid-season playoffs, and then a World Champs. I think that would be a great format and at least improve the viewing experience a lot for, well, us fans going into next season, and then try and ramp it forwards from there. So let's talk about, before we end the video, some of the costing that may come into play with this one, because as Joey DeLuca said back in August now, World is in a tough spot. I would have personally loved a bubble, but I get it. Talking about for the World Championships, that it was going to be done online when this was all initially announced. And of course, the discussion was had at the time by some of the pro teams. Do we try and make champs work on LAN and, well, do a bubble for maybe the final 4 teams? There were, of course, Atlanta FaZe, Dallas Empire, London Royal Ravens, and the Chicago Huntsmen. They could have maybe done a bubble kind of thing for them a couple of weeks before the actual playoffs, but, you know, it didn't work out for a number of reasons. This season, it feels like it could be a possibility, but Adam Apicella a couple of weeks ago kind of did a calculation on how much this could potentially consider for next season. Let's have a look at this, thread then he comes out with. So, well, Mike says over at Deserto, the NBA bubble has proved this could have worked, just saying, you know, social distancing players and all this kind of stuff. As Adam Apicella then says, formerly of MLG, now co-founder of Esports Engine, the NBA spent $150 million just for the bubble precautions, not to mention the normal cost to conduct the games and produce a game for TV. Does some calculations here on like the testing that could potentially come through. Now do the exact same math for 100 staff, out on around $2 million for production for every tournament, you know, just travel and expenses for every event week, I don't know, $1 million for the warm-up for the entire run. And well, he goes through this kind of stuff. I have this costing $7 million minimum, not including the cost of a full-time medical staff, security in a secure hotel venue 24/7, insurance, which of course is a big one, prize pool and other administrative miscellaneous stuff that I didn't even think of. This assumes they can get all these COVID tests and everything that's going on right now. And well, Chris Marshall Deserto also has a discussion about this, and he concludes with the following: like I said in another post, $7 million is most assuredly an underestimate. Security and medical staff could be millions. Security for a normal event is already around $100,000. Layer in 24/7 at multiple locations, sterile environment they have to maintain. It would be a tough one. He follows up with this as well. Also, my rough math is based on 18 years of historicals in a non-pandemic environment, booking millions of room nights and thousands of flights. I bet my estimate is an underestimation by possibly 50 to 100%. So we're saying that, okay, if I estimated 7 million, could be up to 14 million, could be, you know, 10.5 million or whatever. He does talk about some potential lodging discounts as well, but some of the security issues definitely aren't ideal, and Bryce touches on once again the insurance quote for that, which is not going to be pretty. So pulling this off for an entire season doesn't seem a particularly promising route for the CDL to take, but it's definitely possible, right? The CDL supposedly has proposed this to organizations, and they will then go away and consider it, and some of the players will consider it as well. But in my opinion, Scump's estimation of the situation is probably the best thing that we can possibly do, and if we can have a mid-season playoffs and a couple of bubbles throughout the season, that would be at the very least a great target to have to pull off for CDL 2021. Wanted to leave this video linked down below for you guys as well. OpTic Gaming kind of did a tribute to JCap, of course now retiring from Call of Duty Play. Really great video they put together here, so I'll leave this link down below. It's super long, you know, loads of great moments from, well, a number of professional players that have played with JCap over the years. One of the absolute legends of the scene, there is no doubt about that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching it and making it this far. If you did make it this far, I'd greatly appreciate a like on the video. It goes a long way to help the YouTube algorithm know you enjoy this content and other people like you may enjoy this content as well. So to help out the channel and to help grow Call of Duty Competitive, click like, click subscribe, and I'll be back here every single day with more content just like this. Thank you for watching as always, and I will see you next time.
Securing Bravo. objective. Lock it down.